We're here at the Office Depot Center in Sunrise, Florida. I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson.
Welcome to the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. The electricity's building for Game 2 between the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Florida has to take advantage of home ice and tie this series up.
Absolutely, Jim. You can't fall behind 2 games in your own building. Their stars have to be their best players. That starts in goal.
Let's see if they can pull out a win in front of their hometown fans. Here's a look at tonight's referee.
Well, he's been around for 6 seasons and calls a pretty loose game. Players know they can get away with a little bit more when he's calling the game.
All right, now let's get down to center ice for the opening faceoff. Toronto wins the draw. Passed up to the neutral zone. This shot, saved by Luongo. Shoots the puck. Weiss grabbed it, brings it out. Over the line, checked. Out of their defensive end. He gets out-muscled. Played across by Sundin. Into the attacking zone. Flattened.
Terrific physical play.
In over the line. Hard wrist shot by Weiss. Nolan brings it out. Over the blue line. Shoved. Scramble for the puck. It's played up by Husilius. Moved across, over the line. Passed over, knocked down.
Finished that one with a bang.
Into the attacking zone, knocked over.
That's what we came to see.
Passed across, out of their defensive end. In over the line, shoved. In front, huge save. Shoots the puck, shot blocked by Birol. Brings it out. Over the blue line, bumped by McCabe.
A textbook body check, Jim.
Saved by Belfour. Big glove. He covers up.
Jim, there's a look at Jacques Martin.
The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Francis. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Lilia.
They felt that hit in the rafters.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Run over.
Now that one was worth watching.
Across. Brings it out. In over the line. Francis. In front. Scores! It just crossed the line, but it counts.
The goalie had no chance on that one, Jim. Take a look at how he unloaded that wrist shot. Nice goal.
Face-off won by Sundin.
Rocked. He's seeing double now.
Into the attacking zone. Wrist shot by Nederost. Over. Brings it out. Over the line. Shoved. Right in front. Leg save by Luongo. Brings it out. In over the line. Shot from the wing by Spidke. Trinka. He gets leveled by McCabe.
Nailed him.
Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Quick puck movement. Delayed penalty coming up for Florida. Bednar will get the gate for hooking. Toronto is about to go on the power play for the first time in this game.
Jim, they've got some good finishers in their lineup, but they like to keep it simple. Point shots with lots of traffic in front.
In front. Luongo made the save. Brings it out. Over the line. Run over.
That's some heavy action.
Belfour made the brilliant save. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Nieuwendyk with a wrist shot. Saved by Luongo. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Belfour made the leg save. Brings it out. Over the line. Nieuwendyk. Luongo reached out for the puck. Into the attacking zone. Saved by Belfour. Over the blue line. He gets checked by Van Ryn. Brings it out. In over the line. Moved ahead by Leach at center. Over the line. Played across. Hard one-time shot by Renberg. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Hit. That was a big hit. Sundin now with the puck. Into the attacking zone. Big hit.
Jim, that was a real blow.
Brings it out. Coast to coast. He gets laid out by McCabe. Toronto is 0 for 1 with the man advantage as the penalty expires. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets roughed up by Koliakovo. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. In the corner. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets worked over by Francis. Circles the net. Belfour freezes the puck.
Oh, Jim, you can see by the look on his face, he can't believe he didn't beat the goalie with that one.
The action's about to start. And the faceoff is won by Sundin. Across. In over the line. He gets roughed up by Lilia. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Right in front. Belfour gets a leg on it. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Crushed.
That was huge.
Brings it out. Over the line. Shoots the puck. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Luongo. Blocker save. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Belfour made the save. Brings it out. Over the line. Passed across by Trinka. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Koliakovo. What a hit! Puck is dumped in on the end boards by Domi. Schvidke grabbed it. In over the line. Big hit!
A punishing hit.
Over the blue line. He gets bowled over by Van Ryn. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Bednar shoots the puck. Brings it out. The Maple Leafs will make a change here. Panikarovsky. Sent flying.
Thundering hit.
Played over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Knocked down.
You could feel that one up in the booth.
Brings it out. Over the line. A lateral pass. He gets pushed by Nieuwendyk. Florida's called offside. When we talk about playmakers, this guy sees the ice so well, he has a real knack for finding the open man.
Jim, with him, you just go to the net with your stick on the ice, and you know he'll put it on your tape.
A Maple Leaf face-off win. It's passed over by Nieuwendyk. Knocked over.
That was rock solid.
Brings it out. In over the line. Center. Delayed penalty coming up for Toronto. Leach will go to the box for interference.
I think he's a little surprised at getting the 2-minute minor.
Oh, you can see that the coach doesn't like that call at all, and he's going to have a word with the official. Florida will try and take advantage of a penalty here.
Well, we haven't seen the power play yet tonight, but we know they're going to be a handful.
They've got great skill on that first unit. Into the attacking zone. He gets rocked by Bouwmeester. Short pass out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoots it. Belfour. He puts the puck into his own net.
It's a tough goal to take, Jim.
Face-off won by Sundin. Brings it out. Played across by Weiss. The dent with a slap shot. Belfour gets some wood on it. Over the line. It's given up by Leach. The dent grabs it. Long pass. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Taken out.
He took a big-time check.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shove. Brings it out. It's played across by Kulnick. Laid out.
That was a monster of a hit.
And the horn signals the end of the first period. We head into the break with the score tied 1-1.
Raised over $200,000, a new record. Thank you for your generosity.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back.
We've got a close game brewing, so it should be a good one.
The players are lining up at the face-off circle. And the face-off is won by Francis. In over the line. Saved by Luongo. Quick puck movement. Bednar. Over the line. Bowled over.
Now that's a big hit.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Domi gets muscled off the puck. Schvidke moves it ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Pushed.
That's going to leave a mark.
Played over. Brings it out. In over the line. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Mad scramble. One-time shot. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Checked.
He's unstoppable.
Brings it out. In over the line. He gets checked by Johansson.
He put him in his place with a strong hit.
Into the attacking zone. Scramble in front. Hard backhand shot by Nieuwendyk. Brings it out. Coast to coast. A shot from the slot by Kulnick. Turned aside. Over the blue line. Shoved. One-time blocked by Trinka. Brings it out. In over the line. Leach flattens him.
Stopped him cold.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Nieuwendyk. Rink-wide pass. Brings it out. Over the blue line. A shot from the slot by Kulnick. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Dumped in on the inboards by McCabe. Quick shot from along the boards by Fitzgerald. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. In front. Belfour denied him. Passed across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets shoved by Fitzgerald. Over the blue line. Played over by Leach. The Maple Leafs will make a change here. Stayan gets bumped off the puck. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Intercepted. Up through center. Hit. The goaltender's out of his net to play the puck. Over. In over the line. Luongo reached out for the puck. Out of their defensive end. And Florida will change on the fly. Shoots the puck. Blocked. Brings it out. Over the line. Vero levels him. He got his man on that hit. Francis shoots it quickly. Kulnick brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Offside, Florida.
He'll be getting up and looking for the number of that truck.
They're getting ready for the face-off. Sundin wins the face-off. Passed over by Nieuwendyk. In over the line. Nolan fires it. Blocked by Audette. Rink-wide pass. Over the blue line. Bumped off the puck. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Passed over. Goes behind the net. Wrist shot. Belfour stoned him cold. This guy gets down quickly and takes away the entire bottom of the net.
Jim, you have to lift the puck up to beat his butterfly style. If it's on the ice, he's going to get a pad on.
Sundin won the draw. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Taken out. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Passed ahead. Florida puts its checking line out. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Mizé. Brings it out. In over the line. Shove. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Pushed. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets roughed up by Kolyakovo. Francis. Panikarovsky controls the puck. Up through center. In over the line. Quick puck movement. Into the attacking zone. Bowled over. Stopped in his tracks. Nederost brings it out. Over the line. Passed across. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Metsé shoves him. In front. He gets hit by Luya.
He came up fast and hit him hard.
Florida makes a line change. Mowed down. In over the line. Big glove save by Luongo. Brings it out. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by Kolnick. Saved by Belfour. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. A lateral pass. Laid out. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoots the puck. Missed the net. Centerson gets the shot off. Scramble in front of the net. Circling the net. Moved across. Toronto puts its second line out. Big hit. Short pass. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets hit by Caberlet.
He really threw him off stride.
Passed over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Moved up. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Biron. One-time shot by Kolnick. Pad save. Passed across. Brings it out. Over the line. Shove. And that wraps up the second period as we head into the break. The score is tied 1-1.
We will be having our biannual food drive. Bring 3 non-perishable food items and receive a free team poster.
It's time for the third period.
With a score like this, you can expect both teams to try to crank it up.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. A Maple Leaf faceoff win. Flattened. Hard wrist shot by Nieuwendyk. Luongo gets the blocker on it. Over the blue line. Rubbed off the puck by Sundin. Mowed down with a wrist shot. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Bumped by Trinka. Ritchie. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Right in front. Belfour freezes the puck. Hey, Craig, maybe he'll get the next call by having a word with the official now. This is what's got him all fired up. Have a look at this and you be the judge. About to drop the puck. Toronto wins the draw. Quick puck movement. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Knocked down. Brings it out. Through center. Over the line. Audette with a blistering shot. Belfour freezes the puck.
Jim, he cannot believe his eyes. He had that one already up on the scoreboard, only to find the goalie to make a great save.
The ref is ready to drop the puck. Face-off won by Sundin. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Weiss brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets pushed by Lilia. Shoots! Stick save! Over the line. Nieuwendyk pushes him. Francis out of their defensive end. In over the line. A lateral pass. Pass back. Brings it out. Florida makes the line change with a one-timer. Goaltender stopped that. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Francis over the blue line. Right in front. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Kolnick in front. Belfour turns him away. Leg save. He hangs on. Wins the faceoff. Right in front. Saved by Belfour. Brings it out. Over the line. Bowled over. Nederost brings it out. He gets bumped off the puck. Nolan grabbed it. Into the attacking zone. Shove. In front. Sundin shoots the puck. Luongo hangs on for the whistle. Biron really jumps into the play well. I haven't seen him get caught pinching yet.
Well, he anticipates where the play is moving so well. He adjusts to make the most of his opportunity.
The puck is about to be dropped. And the faceoff is won by Sundin. Right in front. Luongo freezes the puck. They're getting ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Sundin. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Knocked over. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by Audette. Played across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Pass to the point. Florida makes the line change. Audette now has the puck. Nieuwendyk grabbed it. Over the line. Nieuwendyk scores! It just crossed the line, but it counts. Wow, what a wrister he uncorked on that goal.
That was an absolute laser beam that found the back of the net. This is one of those times when you find out what your team is really capable of.
And now we'll see if they're capable of holding this lead. It's played over by Lilia. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Thrashed. Shoots the puck. Belfour made the save. The action's about to start. The faceoff goes to Toronto. Across. In over the line. Francis now with the puck. It's played up by Audette. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Passed across. Working along the perimeter. In front. Belfour freezes the puck. Francis hasn't been firing the puck much, but he's managed to put one in.
Well, obviously, he's got the scoring ability. He just needs to get more shots. Sometimes you've got to make your own opportunities.
And the faceoff is won by Sundin. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Sent flying.
That'll keep them on their heels.
Played across. In over the line. He gets run over by Nolan.
He laid the hit on him there.
Over the line. Leach gets checked.
He got rocked right there.
Turned over. Rocked. Brings it out. Florida puts its checking line up. Mowed down. And out they come with a puck. Into the attacking zone. Nolan, quick shot. Luongo made the save. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Knocked down. Brings it out. Over the line. Trinka knocks the puck loose. Schvidke grabbed it. Brings it out. In over the line. Flattened.
Bumped them that time.
Belfour reached out for the puck.
Now, this guy scored a goal tonight, and so far he's been key in helping his team press the attack.
That's so true, Craig, and it always gives a player a real morale boost when he's on the score sheet. The players are lining up at the face-off circle. The face-off goes to Toronto. Cullen shoves him. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Hit! Scramble! In front. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets rocked by Leach.
He lands a hard one.
Over the blue line. He gets leveled by Meze. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Checked. Brings it out. Played over. In over the line. Luongo made the save. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Rubbed off the puck by Ponikarovsky. Over the line. He gets taken out by Bouwmeester.
Lines his man up and knocks him down.
He gets checked by Francis.
Sent him flying.
Cannonading drive. Blocked. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. In over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Crushed. Bowled over. Over the line. Shoved. In front. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by Leach.
Now that was big time.
Into the attacking zone. Hit. Moved up. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Checked. Rink wide pass. Belfour made the brilliant save. He covers up. The Maple Leafs have applied tremendous pressure almost from the outset.
And they're winning all the battles for loose pucks, and it's created a lot of chances. The hard work is paying off in the scoreboard.
The faceoff's won by Florida. It's moved back by Cullen. Through center. Breakaway. In front. Stayin shoots quickly. Luongo covers up for the whistle. Toronto can really bury an opponent.
But you can't just sit back and let this team come at you. You have to force them to play the game in their own end. That's the key to beating this offense.
Sundin won the draw. In the corner. It's moved over by Lilia. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shoots! Saved by Belfour. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shove. Nolan shoots the puck. Shot blocked by Nieuwendyk. In over the line. Right in front. Great save. Played across. Into the attacking zone. Empty netter. Nothing risked, nothing gained, I guess.
Well, they had to take a chance by pulling the goalie late. And that empty netter sealed the deal in this one.
That'll just about do it.
No, not much hope for 2 goals now.
Face-off won by Sundin. Moved back. At center. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by Audette. Saved by Belfour. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Cullen knocked him off the puck.
Sent him right to the ice.
Kolnick out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Moved over. One-times it. Belfour turned the shot away. He freezes the puck. They're getting ready for the face-off. Netterost wins the draw. It's over. Toronto has won it, and that puts them in front by 2 games. From Sunrise, Florida, I'm Jim Hewson.
And I'm Craig Simpson. For EA Sports, goodbye.
See you next time.
You